Hello community, it's been a while but I decided to revisit my 100% competition review series with a 100% competition review of the first ever map of the trilogy, Paris. Starting with the map, of course, I have to say I would definitely give it a roll with this one. After the disaster they had when it came to Absolution's reception, they knew that this reboot needed to be a success, and with Paris as the first map, they pretty much went above and beyond with it as far as they could. So it is a shame that, at least in my opinion, this map definitely doesn't get the respect it deserves. A lot of people seem to throw it aside for Sapienza and Hokkaido, but not as many truly appreciate this map for what it is. Freedom of approach is plenty on this map. You have multiple ways to scale the building from the outside, and also multiple ways to maneuver it on the inside. There really is a lot of attention put into that, but it definitely feels like they were on edge designing it because it has a lot more of a serious tone than some of the later maps in the series. I mean, this is supposed to be Paris, right? Where's the concealable baguette knife? Or the emetic cheese? No creepy mine either. Above all else, this takes place in France, but there is no way to know that since there isn't a single white flag waving around. I mean, what are we talking about here? When it comes to realism, it's a 0 out of 10. But all jokes aside, when it comes to gameplay, this map is pure greatness. A 10 out of 10, it deserves nothing less. When it comes to the targets, you know me guys, I'm a gentleman at heart and I like to start with the ladies first. So, Viktor Novikov. Viktor is one of those targets that is pretty difficult to isolate naturally. There are no spots in the routes that you can just take advantage of like you can with Jordan Cross or Francesca DeSantis, etc. If you want to isolate Viktor, you have to be creative and either get rid of a bunch of people to be able to get a hold of him or use a lure of some kind to get him to an isolatable position. Accident kills are somewhat plenty though, and he can be eliminated quite easily with both electrocution or dropping a speaker on him, etc. His unloving wife, on the other hand, Dahlia, is the opposite. She does have a place where she's very isolatable. I believe she and her bodyguard both don't have enforcer status on 47, even when he's on the trespassing room with them. However, she does have an enforcer status in the bathroom. It's kinda weird. However, still, she's very doable, both in the room to isolate and also accident prone when it comes to the chandelier in the main room. A great thing about these particular targets is the maneuverability that they have suit only. You can mess around with Dahlia's laptop to get her in the room next to the balcony for either an isolation kill, or you can just shoot the chandelier right above her. Another thing, as everyone knows, is triggering the fireworks. You can push her over the edge for a double kill, use a sniper rifle, fiber wire her, do whatever you want pretty much, and you can get away with it shoot only Sound Assassin as long as you aren't too slow on the exit. It works for both targets, and another great one is the emergency phone, which will have them run into the office all alone where you can kill them with explosive or chandelier, or just massacre them like Disney massacred Star Wars, though to be fair that's hard to achieve. All things considered, these targets are good enough to be in Hitman 3. It really shows I understood how to make great Hitman levels even back then. It makes you wonder how they fucked it up so bad later on, but when it comes to these ones, 10 out of 10 is the only score that makes any sense whatsoever. The fact that these targets are just as good, if not even better than some of the ones in Hitman 3, should tell you everything about just how masterful they were handled. Next up, we're off to the challenges. These are the main challenges, so I don't have to discuss them too much, you know, they're pretty much self-explanatory. But this one right here, Phantom of the Palace, you have multiple ways of getting it done. The Vampire Magician is right above the office, the emergency office. You pick up that disguise and you can either kill them when they get into the emergency room if you have the phone, or you can just get this challenge, Center of Attention, by just waiting for her to basically do her speech and then you just shoot it right on top of her. But there's multiple ways to achieve this challenge. Speechless, this is one of the easiest challenges in the entire game, really. It doesn't require anything, no sound assassin, no nothing. He gets on stage, you shoot him, simple shit. Next up, Insane, or whatever the name is. For this, you dress up as a bodyguard, it's a mission story, I don't have to explain it too much, but right where the bar area is, you're gonna see there's like a counter, there's like two people sitting near the corner, you're gonna get a mission story, and just follow it along, you're gonna get it done. Terminal velocity, everybody knows this, I don't have to say anything about it, it's the fireworks. The showstopper. Okay, so this is a bit difficult to do. It's kind of like making a stripper into a housewife. It is possible, but boy is it a fucking grind. Because this challenge in particular for me, I've had many issues with it. At the beginning of Hitman 3, it just wouldn't pop for me. I wouldn't be able to get it. Even though I did it, I would not get it. Now, I'm not able to get Viktor on stage for some reason. I don't know what's going on, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'm following the mission story to the best that I remember, but I've always been struggling with this particular challenge. It's always been a problem for me. So, I don't know. I mean, honestly, if you don't have this done by now, it's a pain in the ass for sure. It's amazing, don't get me wrong. It's one of the best in the entire series, eliminations, but it's a pain in the ass. In plain sight, this is a sniper rifle, simple stuff. Public speaker, you just have to be on the floor above Viktor. He's very easy to kill like that. Smoking hazard. This is not too difficult again. You can either shoot it or you can use a wrench. Pretty simple stuff. That 6 drop. So the chandelier, you can do this from the emergency room. When you get the emergency phone, he goes there. There's a big chandelier. You can drop right on top of him. This challenge, I'm not even gonna pronounce it because I can't. But basically, like I said, in the meaning, there's a bunch of explosive canisters you can just position and shoot them there, and you're gonna get this challenge. It's very simple. A break from the auction. This is very simple stuff as well. Personal touch. I've already done this one, so not too much to talk about. I have it on my channel. If you're very good health, this is a mission story. It's very easy. A permanent break. For this one, I'm not sure if you're gonna need the laptop dongle. You do have to mess around with the laptop, but basically all you have to do is just get her in the room and you're gonna get a very simple and a very cool kill actually. You can get a couple of different kills from here, so it's definitely worth doing. Powdering her nose, you can do this just with a coin lure. When she goes into the room, throw a bunch of coins, you can get her in the bathroom and get this kill. I've already shown it in one video how to do this. It's very simple. So watch your step, I already talked about it, you know how to do this. Knockout punch mission story, drawn her out. Here, emetic poison, you can do it from here, just use emetic instead of lethal and it's gonna get the job done. Bad habits, this is again with the fireworks. When you trigger the fireworks, she's gonna smoke, and if you shoot this lamp or use a wrench, she's gonna get blown up. Safe room explosion, there's explosives there you can use. Like I said, this is simple mission story. Follow bump is gonna take a while. This is definitely one of those challenges that's gonna take a bit of looking. On the first floor, where basically a bunch of different artifacts are, you're gonna find a camera, you're gonna find like a bomb, and you're gonna find a bunch of different stuff for this particular assassination. If you want to do this mission story, it's worth doing one time, but I've never done it more than once, so I can't speak too much about it. And then more than you bargained for, this is a mission story. No, nothing really to talk about here. A bow in a china shop, all you have to do is destroy this vase. This vase is right in front of the office, the emergency office. Just destroy it, you're gonna get this challenge. Here, all you have to do is throw a bunch of coins, simple stuff. Piano 47, for this one, again, you trigger the piano. There's gonna be somebody to basically come and see what the fuck is going on. And as soon as they shove their head, like right where the piano part is, you just pull it and it's gonna knock them out. I'm not sure if it kills them or not. I believe it used to kill them, I don't know if it does so anymore. I'm really not sure, this is just an exit. A drink to die for mission story, an invitation upstairs. The invitation is in the bathroom in the first floor. It's on the first floor bathroom, that's where you're gonna find this. Your Excellency, for this one, a very simple thing to do is where the artifacts are, you can just throw a coin right outside of that room, and the Sheik is on the second floor, but he's gonna hear it and he's gonna come downstairs, and you can take the disguise very easily. Undercover model, this is a mission story. This is, again, on the final floor, on the last floor, that's where you're gonna find this particular laptop dongle. It's in, you know, where all the footage is and stuff like that, where all the guards are, that's where it is. One little mistake, I believe this is a mission story. Ducks in a row, again, this is very simple to find mission story. I'm invited, like I said, you find the invitation and then you can just make your way in. Salute too soon with the fireworks, mission story. The camera lens, as I said earlier, I think the camera lens is on the first floor where all the artifacts are. I think that's where you're gonna be able to find it. Mysterious Reaper, this is simple mission story. Bare knuckle boxer, you're gonna find it in the basement if you want to do that mission story. And then Yago at work, all you have to do is just listen to her, it's nothing crazy. Setting the stage, again, for this one, for Sebastian Sato, you can just do a coin lure to basically get him right next to a hiding spot, and then he goes there, you can kill him to get this challenge. For this one, to get rid of this guard, the best thing I'll tell you to do is when Victor makes his way into the kitchen, the guard is gonna take a bite out of a bunch of sushi. There's a bunch of sushi that he's gonna take a bite of. You can just poison that with a medic poison. He's gonna make his way into the bathroom and he's all yours. You can get rid of him any way you want. Mission story, mission story, mission story, mission story, mission story. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Most of them are great. Some of them are kind of difficult and convoluted and a little bit hard to get. But overall, the challenges are pretty exciting. They're pretty fun to do. I would genuinely give it an 8 out of 10. I don't think it deserves anything less than that, but at the same time, I don't think it deserves anything more than that. Next up, we're off to the Unlockables. Sedative Poison Vial. This is very ineffective in the meta currently. The only time I've ever used this is for the Mr. Giggles elusive target. You can basically poison his assistant, and she's gonna drop the... she has a certain item on her, then she drops, and you can pick it up when you do that. So it can be useful for that, but outside of that, I've never used this thing. And it really isn't as optimal as it used to be back in Hitman 1. Jaeger 7, this is phenomenal because this sniper rifle is the epitome of dog shit. Not only does it have no suppressor, no silencer, whatever, but on top of that, there's no slowdown perk and there's no zoom perk. So because there's no zoom perk, not only can you not see where you're aiming, not only can you not see it, but also because you can't slow down, you can't really get a good shot either. So not only can you not see where you're aiming, but you also can't take a proper shot either. It's just phenomenal how piss poor the sniper rifle is. Of course, when it first came out, everybody loved it, but you know, we've grown from there. This is an unsilenced pistol. The less said about that, the better. Napoleon blown apart, a phenomenal item. It works like a coin. You drop it, it makes a sound. Whoever hears it comes to your location. You can just keep dropping it over and over again. You move, you drop it, they keep coming after you. You can literally lure people for days, for miles with this thing. It's phenomenal. It's a great unlock, especially for contracts. This is a must-have. Next is the Silver Bowler, iconic item, one of the best pistols in the game, nothing else to say. This is an SMG, unsilenced. The less said about that, the better. Lethal Poison Vial. We already have a bunch of poison vials in the game. This isn't any better than anything else. Poison pills as well. But it was the first one. It is a very good looking one as well. It is a cool design. So I can't say much else about it. It is a good item. Sedative Syringe, not as useful anymore. One of the most unoptimal items to have in Hitman 3. Though maybe in Hitman 1 it was more useful. I can't remember at this point. But in Hitman 3, definitely not something to lose your mind over. Hack 21, this is much more about whether you like the pistol. If you like the pistol, if you think it looks cool, if you like it, take it. It's not a must-have unlock. It's not necessarily that much better than a regular silenced pistol or anything else. But if you like it, take it. You know, it's very much personal taste. And then the remote explosive. Remote explosive is always better than the primary explosive. However, with the micro remote explosive is by far the best thing you can have. So if you have that, this is pretty much useless, and I would highly advise you not to take it for anything. Overall, the unlocks are about a 4 out of 10. They are below average. You know, there really isn't anything here that's like a must-have, that's a must-unlock necessarily, outside of the Napoleon blown apart. And some, you know, items, there's good items here, but there's nothing mind-boggling, and most of them are very much unoptimal in Hitman 3. Finally, it's the stability section, and although for the most part the map is good, for me personally, it has always been a hotspot for issues when it comes to completing the challenges. So I can't give it a 10 out of 10, it just won't be fair. However, it is worth a 9 out of 10 because even though some challenges can be a little wonky, the map does work quite well for the general gameplay, and when we add all the numbers together, we end up with a 4.1 out of 5.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And with that, we're off to the end of the video, but before you leave, I'm gonna need you to grab yourself a camel and a shady record for human rights, because the next time we see each other, we'll be exploring the Golden Paradise for a 100% competition review of Dubai. Until the day comes, however, please do press that thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and more than anything else, thank you very much for watching.